boy Jay Quillo on Talk Live down here in the Port North. I'm at work right now. I want to bring y'all something different view. See what I do in the morning. Alright, so we up in the morning down here trying to get this load. Pretty much kind of packed this morning, but it's slow up in here. Try to pop in and pop right out. Just to see something different, man, because I've been doing this for a minute. I love trucking. That's what I love to do. Been doing this for about 29 years. So you do something and you into something that you like doing, man, don't let nobody discourage you. I hear people always talking about, that you shouldn't have a job. You shouldn't work for this person, work for that person. Anybody gonna work for somebody different and sign a check different. What I do for a living, hey man, you gotta ask yourself, man, have you ever made a contribution in your life? Have you ever did something for the people to make a difference? Hey, driving trucks, you can make a major difference out here, man. You might not know the people you feeding. You might not even know the people you putting clothes on their back, roof over their head, material in their house, whatever they choose to do and how they choose to live, it's coming through you by the way of trucking. And we all stand on it out here. It's crazy sometimes, though. It gets crazy, but we stand on it out here. You can hit the like button, man. I'm just down here just kicking it right now, man. Let y'all show y'all what I do out here. Without all the back and forth going in. Who you gonna argue with? You gonna argue with truckers out here? You gonna argue with some birds out here? Trucking industry is different, man. Whatever you choose to do in life, man, you put your all into that. The internet gonna be the internet, man. Keep 100. The internet is going to be the internet. Don't let that internet discourage you, man. I hear a lot out here on these YouTube streets, and I don't even pay it no mind, man. I hear a lot out here in the YouTube street. My main concern is the truckers. Trucker life, hashtag trucker life, hashtag trucking game. So we out here. There's a lot of truck drivers out here right now, and it's actually slow out here in the ports right now. It's actually kind of slow out here. See, I can tell the economy by how the ports look right now. The ports are picking up, the ports are dying. Everything is slowing up right now. Should be picking back up. They got the big boats out here and containers being put on the ground. This is what I like to do, man. I ain't gonna be getting up here throwing shots and playing the whole negative role. No, we ain't doing that out here. I know it's hot though. So I do know. I'm sitting out here and these trucks running. Hey, shout out to all my truckers out there too. If you're a truck driver, you listening, man. If you catch this upload, shout out to all my truck drivers out there, man. There's a whole lot going on right now. And I want to speak to a lot of you cats too. A lot of you out here, you young cats, you new cats that come out here, y'all get your own truck. And the first thing y'all saying, y'all want to get your own authority. Now that's not a good look, man. Unless you coming out here and you got about at least 30 to 40, maybe anywhere between 20 and 50 grand saved up. You trying to get your own authority, then I say go ahead and do it, because half of that money is going to be for fuel anyway. Half of that money is going to be able to hold you over to pay your bills so that you can get paid, unless you're going through a factory system or unless you're getting paid straight out. Sometimes with your own authority, they only going to pay you anywhere from two weeks to a month. So you got to wait for that money to come in. It's not that easy. It's not that easy to get your own authority. It's easy to get it, but to maintain, you're going to need at least 50 in your pocket. That's why I tell guys, if you buy your own truck, try to lease on to a trucking company. Or if you're trying to buy a truck and you're not sure that's what you want to do, try to drive for an owner operator and ask a lot of questions and see if this is what you want to do. If you want to stick out here, jump out the window, buy your truck, then it's cool. But buying a truck ain't all what it's cranked up to be, man. I'm going to keep 100 with y'all. A lot of these trucks out here ain't what it's cranked up to be. Every truck have problems. You can look to the left of you and see a new truck to the right of you. You could be on the highway and see 2023 with the hood up. So if you're going to jump out here and buy a truck, think about it. Lease onto a company. At least if you lease onto a company, they'll pay for your tolls. They give you a data card. They'll put the tags on there, pay for your IFTA, but they'll take out your settlement every week or every 2 weeks, however you get paid. but lease onto a company. So you buy a truck today for right now for about to get a truck in the port, you can need about like 2010, 2013 to come to the port anyway. But I think like 2013 truck to come in. You see any old trucks in the port because we grandfathered in, like me, I'm grandfathered in. So, but if I was to have to go buy an old truck right now, a 2010, they're not gonna let me bring that in the port. So if you're gonna go out there and buy a truck, try to get something like a 2013, and try to lease onto a company to see if this is what you really want to do. I'm not saying you should haul containers. I'm not saying you should come in the port. But if you're going to get on that road and you're going to buy yourself a truck, try you buy yourself at least a 2017, because from 2010 to 2016, when they put the DEFs on the truck, that was garbage. It was trash. So you really don't want that on the truck. So if you're going to at least come out here, know what you're getting into. So buy yourself like 2017 and you get on with a company, you can either run the road or you can try to stay local. But like me, I'm home every night. So try to lease onto a company to see if this is what you really want. If not, you can jump out there and get your own authority. The state of New Jersey, you're going to spend anywhere from $21,000 to $22,000 a year. That's in truck insurance alone. That's just to have your own insurance and everything else that comes with that. Then you got to go out there and try to find your own loads. You got to go on these load boards, these DAC boards, and try to pick and choose what loads you want. And when you first jump out here with your own truck, you can't really be picky. You got to take them and give you right now that ain't paying. It's not paying nothing. Right now, if you jump out there, you do power only. The power only is pretty much saying you'll pick up a JB Hunt trailer, you'll run it down from Jersey to North Carolina. They probably want to offer you $1,000 to do that garbage. So you'll run down there, deliver the load, and then you got to bring that trailer back up north. You can't leave that trailer down there. So the power only get to be tricky, you know. So you struggling to make money off that. Then you go ahead and get your own authority. Now you got your own authority with power only. Then you realize the guys who leased on to a company as an owner-operator is making more money than the guys that got their own authority. There you heard what I said. I'm going to say it again. Most of the guys that's leased on as a leased on owner-operators, leased on to a company, is making more money than some of the guys who got their own authority. Now you can contact somebody and see if, but Jake Will is just talking just to be talking. I'm not just talking to be talking. I know I've been out here 29 years. I've owned my own truck like 20 years, 21 years. So I know the game out here. I know the game out here. So if you're going to buy your own truck and you're going to get your own authority and you want to go get a trailer, the best thing you do is get a reefer. Because with a reefer trailer, you got loads coming and going back and forth, back and forth. You're going up with a load, you find something up west or whatever, and you bring a load back. But if you get in the dry van, you get a load up, you might, if you get a load up to Pittsburgh, you might got a load coming out of Illinois, so you might got a load coming out of West Virginia. That's going to run you ragged. But if you got a reefer and you in Pittsburgh, you might have a load 10 miles down the road somewhere in Pittsburgh, New Castle or somewhere, you know. So think about it when you jump out here and buy a truck. Don't just have anybody tell you, oh, you can buy a truck, jump out there. Nah, just think about it, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to discourage y'all. I'm not hating on you young cats, but y'all need to learn and understand being out here ain't what it's all cranked up to be. You know, then plus these trucks saying you can buy a 2023 in the hood be up. You can buy a 2018 in the hood be up. So understand what you're buying. You know, it's not like when you buy a car, you want to go in the hood and get one of your hood mechanics to crawl under that car. It ain't that simple when you're dealing with a truck. You're dealing with a truck, it ain't that simple. It's not like to go buy a truck and you turn around, they spray Armor All on the engine of a car. You pop the hood of a car, oh yeah, this car look clean, the engine look clean, and then you get down the road, that car rides like junk. The same thing with these trucks. So to understand these trucks, you need to bring a family member that's been in the trucks, that knows something about trucks, or bring somebody that you can really trust to pop that hood and let you know, because it's not like a car where you're looking at the engine. When you're dealing with the truck, you looking at the engine, the trans, the rears, the differentials. You're looking at the hull to make sure you ain't got no cracks, you ain't got no leaks, you ain't got no overs. Like somebody, what they're doing get crazy out here. I can run some numbers on y'all on parts alone. You know, some people say, well, you can buy a new truck. It's up to you. But you know, a lot of you buy a new truck, a lot of parts on back order. You might wait 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks just for a part to come. Most of these trucks out now, they more highly electrical, a lot of wiring, a lot of digital, and it goes through its changes. But it's the simple things out here that if you're gonna buy a truck, know what you're getting into, man. That's all I'm saying. Just know what you're getting into, know if this is what you really want. Like I said, for example, hauling containers right now is paying more than the cats who's doing power only. Some cats that's doing power only. Power only, I mean just having your own truck and you pull the trailers for JB Hunt, you pull the troubles for, pretty much you pull it under the broker. You call the broker up, tell the broker you want to run. Prime example, a broker give you a run from here to Maryland for $700. Container drivers get more than that, So they'll pay you $700 to go down there. You might have to get a live load, a pallet load, just to bring that load back, and it's gonna kill your whole day. At least with containers, you bring it back, drop it in the port, you go home. So what's the difference out here, man? It gets rough out here though. So know what you're getting into when you get out here. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's really, if you on the road running, there's no work in Florida. And it's starting to be like that in Georgia too. There's really no work in Florida. That's before the whole, the Hispanic thing, whatever they got going on down there. Everybody knows that runs the road. They know it's really no work in Florida. So you're gonna run down there in Florida, ain't no work down there. You don't waste your time for that. It's work going into Florida, but there ain't really no work coming out of Florida. So you're gonna have to come up to Georgia, not even Georgia sometimes. You might even have to come up to South Carolina. You might have to come up to North Carolina to get some work. So know what you're doing, you getting into this, man, because I get these questions all the time, about the whole trucking industry. Me being in for like 29 years, I know a little bit about it. I know a little bit about it, man. So I done experienced a whole lot. Like, y'all guys getting out there buying trucks and all of that. And when it comes down to maintenance that truck and doing PMs, make sure you know what you're getting into. Don't be riding around with oil in your truck for like 3 months. After 3 months, you should be getting oil change. But if you out there running the road and you're doing like 3,000 to 4,000, 6,000 miles a week, you should be changing that oil change every 8 weeks or every 8,000 miles. I change my oil every 8,000 miles, and I don't even run the road like that. That's because I have an old motor. So, let me move up a little bit. Alright. So when it comes down to a lot of certain things, you have to learn how to maintain while you're out here, And you could go, like myself, I put a lot of videos on how to maintain and fix a truck on YouTube, on DIY Trucker J. So I put a lot of videos on that, on how to maintain the truck. Simple things like oil change, changing the belt, changing the hose, checking the oil, antifreeze, and all of that. So little small things like that can keep you out of trouble when you're out here and you own your own truck and you running the road. And just be aware of a lot of stuff out here, because it can get sideways where you can buy a truck, a 2023, or you can buy a 2010, and if you don't maintain, 3 months later, you lose the whole business. Because like I said, New Jersey insurance is $22,000. That's $22,000 having your own authority, having your own insurance, because you need all of that when you're dealing with freight brokers. Because a freight broker might want you to have a $500,000 coverage. A freight broker might want you to have $1 million coverage. So if you don't have that, then you can't get the work. If you want to get top dollar work like military loads, then you got to have like a good safety record. You got to go through the weigh station, get a good clear DOT inspection. Then you got to go to DOT orders. Every now and then they call your phone. They will come to your house and they'll do a DOT order. So it's a lot that goes in with it when you have your own authority. I'm not trying to discourage y'all. I'm trying to let you know when it go down like that, you got to have all your ducks in order, your dots in play. You got to line all it up. Because at the end of the day, man, it can get kind of very expensive being out here. And plus being out here too, being away from your kids, your wife, your girl, your side piece, whatever you're doing out there, whatever you're doing out there. But I'm trying to say is, man, you're gonna get into the trucking. It's a good living if you can hustle. It's all about hustling. Especially if you become an owner operator, it's a hustle game. There ain't no lazy game. You come a company driver, you get in that truck, you turn the key off, you go home. Anything break, you let them know, you go home. You bust a tire, you call the company, they send roadside. When you out here with your own truck, you on your own. All of this is up to you. All this up to you. Now, I'm in the port right now, and I apologize for my wiper being in the way, but let me see if I can get that out the way real quick. But that's gonna stay there anyway, cause yeah, but the other mount, the phone be shaking too much. So when you out here, you know, it's different out here, man. It's different. You know, if you into this and you know you want to have a conversation, talk with the youth, talk to them about trucking. If you have a conversation, you know guys coming home from prison, or you know guys that's in jail, tell them go get their CDL license, man. Because I'm picture like this. Pretty soon they gonna end the CDL license. That's just my opinion, you know. I could just be talking, but pretty soon they're gonna be ending all that. Let me get my tweet card out. You know, but talk to anybody about it, man. Other than talking to the youth and using the youth as, you know, a dummy move. Like you'll hear people say like they for the youth, but then you'll hear people say I got a bunch of young bulls, or I could call a bunch of young men to back me up to do a suicide mission. Nah, you don't. I have 3 sons myself. So I would never have my sons do a dummy mission. I would never have my sons get caught up in some internet or street issues that don't contain them, that I can handle myself. But I will preach to, you know, as far as what I do, and they see what I do. So at the end of the day, man, we all need to hold ourselves accountable for the words that come out of our mouth, or hold ourselves accountable for what we talk about, we preach on these airways, man. So if you want to preach something to them, help them get a job, man. You know? Other than telling these young men out here, you know, or I could use these young bulls to run in the streets and to carry out a dummy mission. Help them man, be productive, man. I gotta give me 1 second. I gotta get this loaded out of here. Yeah, I'm down here in the port right now. 1 second.
Company.
Never Enterprise, good morning.
Good morning, what's the load?
Alright, the load is CSLU 171-3966.
No last 4.
2030. Alright, 1 second, trying to get this load up out of here. Alright, got it, thanks a lot. I'm gonna go to slot 266. Alright, I'm gonna need y'all to ride with me while I'm in the port. See, I always try to bring y'all something different, man. It's like, this is what I do for a living, man. Honestly, I ain't a lot of y'all, man. I love what I do. I love what I do, man. That's why I've been in the game going on 30 years. I love what I do. I love driving. You know, I love the whole trucking. I love the smell of trucks, the diesel smell, the oil smell, the tires burning. Hey man, you get used to this, man. You get used to this life, but you can make a decent living. Plus you gotta take care of yourself too. You know, I've been out here, but 29 years going on 30. I never even got over 230 pounds. So you gotta watch what you eat out here, because you know, I hear, you know, being out here too and trucking, and you know, you can damage yourself. Diabetes, high blood pressure, thyroids, you know, hernias, blood clots in your legs if you don't get out and walk a lot. You know, back spasm and all of that, kidneys, you know. It's a lot that goes on internally with your body being out here driving trucks. So you definitely have to take care of yourself. You definitely have to take care of yourself being out here. So let me get around this back end over here. You have to take care of yourself being out here, man, because it's a different world out here. If you want to get into this, man, hey, man, you hit me up. Yeah, I'll bring it down to you, man. I know pretty much everything about being in and out these trucks and being around these trucks. I fix 80% of the trucks myself. Alright, so a lot of you, back to a lot of you cats that, you know, coming home and you know, working out before you get your CDL license, bro. You know, get your driver's license first. You know, I can just say go get your CDLs and you ain't got no driver's license. That ain't happening, man. I gotta go to 266. That ain't happening. So you get out here, get your license, and get your CDL license, man. Link up with somebody that you know that's in the trucking game, and go get your license, man. Get out here, man. Make some money, or maybe you want to get off the block, and you're getting tired of going back to jail, getting tired of going back to the county, you're getting tired of being around a lot of your friends with the fuckery, man. You might as well go ahead and get on the road. If you can sit, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. If you can sit in prison and do 10 years, If you can sit down for 10, 20 years, the case, man, you can at least get paid to sit down. Why not get paid to sit down than sitting your ass in the county somewhere and you ain't making nothing? So if you come home with your CDL license, man, you get your CDLs and do something productive with yourself, man. It ain't corny getting a job. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Security always, yeah, the big machines. Oh, come down here and get a job in the port. If you know somebody in the port, apply for it, man. Get a job in the port. You know, but it ain't corny getting a job, man. It ain't corny working 16 hours a day, 14 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 8 hours a day. Ain't nothing corny in that, man. That's real. That's being 100, man. That's just being a real woman and being a real man about your business, man. You got a family to take care of. So ain't nothing corny about getting a real job. So if you got dudes up here talking about, oh, you work for this man and you work for that man and you got to get out there and slave for this, man. You got to work for somebody, man. If you ain't got your own business, you still got to work for somebody, or you got to conduct yourself in a business way, in a business fashion, around other people that's up the different race and necessarily different color, you know, different creed. It's like, you're not always going to do business with your own people, man. I'm going to keep it 100 with you, man. I'm going to keep it 100. The reason why the same race don't do business well, because everybody looking to cut each other head off. That's why different races deal with different races when it comes down to handling business and making money with each other, you know? Most of the time, a black man can't make money with a black man, but a black man can make money with a white man, an Asian man, Chinese man up top. Yeah, no. I ain't gotta go up top. Get around here, man. Let me get around. I gotta go to 266. Hold on. 266. And that's how the porch look, baby. I don't know how to look. This how the porch look. This like this every day. I'm surprised to see so many trucks, because the doors are starting to get busy now. But a couple weeks ago, it was ghost town up in here. So the ports are starting to get a little somewhat busy. I'm in where I'm at right now, I'm in Mar Terminal, Bird 64. So if you ever hear me say 64, I'm in Mar. If you hear me say I'm in Mar, I'm at 64. So we know about numbers. I've been in for a minute, but hold on. I have 266. Don't be nobody behind me. Yeah, I have 266. I had to swing this backwards. Hold up. I know I'm gonna have to swing around this pole over there. Alright, I see you right there, bro. Ain't no problem. Let me swing around this pole. Alright, here we go. Let me switch real quick. Let me swing this right here. Alright, hold on. I got a tractor, so I should have had no problem getting this up in here. Here we go. Alright. I should put a camera behind me, right? So y'all can see what I'm doing. If you're looking to get your CDLs, go ahead and get them. Get them before they're too late, man. Get your CDLs before they're too late. And if you're gonna get a Class B, go get a Class A. Believe me, bro. That's like buying a motorcycle. That's like having a 600. Then after a while, you're gonna want to go get that 1000. So, but you might end up with a 750. Hold on 1 second. So if you're gonna go ahead and jump out the window and get a Class B, just get the Class A. Get the Class A. It ain't gonna kill you. You know, at least you know you have it. And then go ahead and get all your endorsements. Like me, I got tankers, doubles. I let that go. I got tankers, doubles, motorcycle. I got passenger endorsements, and I think that's about it. So, all right, let's get it. Hold on 1 second. Now, whatever you need to know about trucking, man, hit me up. I'll let you know, man. I ain't got a problem with that. You know, like I said, I ain't out here. I ain't on the internet beefing with nobody. You know, I don't have no enemies, because it's like this, man. What's said and goes on the internet, I could care less about that, because at the end of the day, I still got a key to turn. You know, I still got a truck to drive. I still got mouths to feed. I still got bills to pay. So I can't let what somebody say on the internet have me all pissed off. That's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man. So I can't allow that, man. So a lot of y'all out here, man, stop taking this internet thing that serious, man. Because it ain't, you know, people say, well, it's real life. It's real life. It's real life. No, real life is getting up, going to work. Real life is taking care of your bills, and at the end of the week, it's real life right there, man. That's real life, and that's real talk. Real talk is watching your babies grow with a roof over their head, and you know you was able to, make. Real life ain't just sitting on the internet, you know what I'm saying, and just running your mouth. That's not real life. That's just putting yourself in harm's way, or suicide, bitch, whatever you would choose to call it. But at the end of the day, back to this trucking, yeah, why not, man? Why not? I just gotta wait for the crane to come and take my box, but what y'all see is what I see. This is what I do this every day, man. Especially if you don't operate on weekends, you're gonna work on the truck. That's just given, because I'll be damned if I get up Monday and my truck don't start. Something I could have did Saturday, the truck, but at the end of the day, man, this is what I do, man. I don't really entertain all of that. What's out here? There's a lot of truckers out here. They do the same thing I do, man. Truck driver right now can jump out and he could call me all types of names. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do for him. If he say, hey man, I apologize, man. Oh, my fault, man. I'm just mad right now. Can you help me out? And I got him, man. I don't take it that serious, man. I don't take it that serious. It's not like the internet where everybody on the internet, you don't see each other. But out here in the trucking world, we all see each other, man. That CB is different. If I crack that CB, somebody out there might need some help. If they're in my area, I'm gonna give them a hand. I don't care how they look. I don't care their race, their color. I don't care their background. I'm not asking nobody for none of that. If they need some help, I got them. And that's what I do. They got them. Now later on that guy you helped, he was this, that, and the third. It's okay, cool, that's a judgment call. But if somebody out here, I'm not gonna judge them out here. Nah, that's not my job, man. That's not my job, because I'm gonna keep it honest with y'all. When I first came out here, ain't nobody teach me nothing about fixing no truck. Salute to my Uncle Neil. But when it came down to fixing trucks out here, I'm gonna keep 100. I learned from the Spanish brothers. I learned from the Mexicans, the Ecuadorians, the Salvadorians. I learned from a couple of Brazilian, Portuguese. I learned from a lot of Spanish brothers that put me on game to the trucks, how to fix a truck. So, they call me El Cheapo, whatever, because I was being more nosy to learn than trying to pay. And it was just like that. You out here, you struggling. Being out here on operator in the game, it's a struggle out here sometimes. So you got to learn a little bit of everything, man. So shout out to all the Spanish brothers that taught Jay Quell from being sports and the Palestinians, man. Some Russians, Polacks. You in the trucking industry, you run across a lot of races. You build bonds. That's why when I hear different things, I really don't pay it no mind, man. Because I build bonds out here with different races. And believe me, that truck break down that road, the person that pull over ain't gonna look like you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You break down on the road today, the person that pull over ain't gonna look like you. The person that gotta come through the roadside service and change your tire is not gonna look like you. So either you're gonna change that attitude or don't even get into trucking, man, because you're gonna run into different races, different people that don't look like you. It's gonna get on their knees and help you fix that truck. And I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. That's the reason why I can't entertain what I hear on the internet. I can't, man. I can't. I blew my motor. A couple years ago, I was coming out of Chicago, and I was coming out of Chicago a couple years ago, and I was going back and forth with this white guy on the CB, and we were saying some stuff to each other, disrespectful, racist. And when I blew the motor, he pulled over. Mind you, he didn't look like me. He was a big guy. He pulled over, called the wrecker, asked me, yo, you need something to eat? Got any food in your truck? You got water, juice, whatever? And we sit there, and we had a man-to-man talk. And he the one that called the wrecker, called up the cat dealer, talked to them for me, got my truck in the dealer. I think the truck broke down I blew the motor on a Wednesday. I had my truck ready by that Monday. I haven't seen that man since this day, but I'm telling you, that man ain't look like me. Nah, and that changed my whole opinion. That changed my whole viewpoints on dealing with people. When I hear people talking different things about different races, I don't entertain that, man. I don't pay that no mind, man. I don't pay it no mind, because when you out here as a truck driver. Like, I'll show you the truck driver next to me. I got a Mexican here, got a white guy here next to me. This guy, he could be Pakistani, whatever. And then the guy on the side of me. So majority guys that's in the port is from different races, different background. Shout out to the Canadians. They come down here a lot too. The Canadians always in the port. So we deal with a lot of races up here. A lot of races, a lot of different colored people. So there's no use for me to be mad because somebody else mad. I'm not going to entertain nobody else's conversation about the whole trucking industry. I'm not doing it. That's one thing I'm not going to do. Now, trucking is different, man. You got to build bonds out here, man. You can't be in the truck mad. That's the thing. You can be on the internet mad. You can be on the internet mad. You can sit behind your couch, man. You can be on the phone, be disrespectful, but out here in trucking, you can't be in a truck, man, because you're going to have to deal with people that don't look like you. I'm keeping it 100. You're going to have to deal with people that don't look like you. You have to deal with people that's not your size, your weight. You know, some people clown people because they fat, small, skinny, short, large. Can't do that out here. You got all different sizes, all different colors in these trucks, and we built different. And we out here together, man. So it's a different thing, man. It's a different thing. You know, so if you're gonna get into trucking, you're gonna see a lot, you're gonna learn a lot, and you're gonna earn a lot. You're definitely gonna earn. But you're gonna have to, if you get into becoming an own operator, you're gonna have to learn this game. It's a hustle game. It's definitely a hustle game. The truckers over here. Yeah, it's definitely a hustle game. It's definitely a hustle game. Different. It's different than anything else. You know? You definitely gonna hear a lot out here. You got the trucks going back and forth. Right now the piers are full, so this you watching your economy going in and out. Now what you see in front of you, last week, all of that was gone. All of the containers was gone. Wasn't no machines working down here. The trucks it was like for the last, I say for 2 months, it was dead in here. Now I look like a little busy right now. Got some work going on right now. I got a machine next to me, you know. There's a big machine next to me, so it's different down here. I gotta pick up a load and take it back up the hill. Hopefully work and pick it back up when you get the 2 loads down to 1 load a day. Plus I'm home every day. You know, shout out to the drivers out there that gotta put all that time on that road. On the road for Monday to Friday. On the road for months at a time. By the time they get home, you know, I don't know if he waiting for me or he waiting for the guy next to me. I don't know, he ain't pointing at me though. He looking at his ticket. I don't know who he waiting for. So he could be waiting for me, I don't know. But you know what? He could be in the wrong number though, yeah. He's back in, probably in the wrong spot. Probably in the wrong spot. I got 266, he probably got 166. He backing all the way up now. He laughing now. Yeah, he in the wrong spot. This is every day down here. It's like a whole new different, coming in the ports, a whole different world. And if you're trying to come into the ports, you're gonna need a TWIC card and a C-Link. All right. So if you know anybody who coming to Jersey ports, New York ports, you need a TWIC and a C-Link. So TWIC card is a government card. So that's another thing too. That will stop you from coming in the ports if you got any open warrants, any domestic violence against women, kids. You got any open cases, open charges, and you want to come in the port, you're going to have to apply for a TWIC card. And with that TWIC card, that's a government issue card, and they can do a background check. And once they do a background check, they can't deny you. I think it's $148. You go to the Indigo building right there on Raymond Boulevard. I don't know where they got it at in other people's states. But in New Jersey, you go to the Indigo building, or you might go on Staten Island too, but in New York. But if you got any open charges, they won't give you a TWIC card. All right? To let y'all know, that's his word of wise, man. So any open warrants, charges, anything, you're not gonna be able to get a TWIC card. You might can get a C-Link, but they got it all linked now. All right. So let everybody know if you trying to get a TWIC, but if you ain't got nothing on your jacket like that, you want to get a TWIC anyway. The TWIC can help you with, like, if you traveling through the airport cars, if you leave your passport home, the TWIC card can work for that. You know, different things, man. TWIC cards work for motor vehicles. You got to go over a 12-point system. All you really need is a TWIC card, then you probably like 3 points. The TWIC card, driver's license, make sure security card or birth certificate, that's all you're going to need So a twit card does come in handy, especially when you're getting different jobs, you know. So there's a whole lot that pulls into this trucking thing right here. But yeah, but the trucking right now, container work is paying decent than your power only and your trailers. People say, oh, y'all a bunch of pier rats. It is what it is. That's what they call it, pier rats, because we always on the ground in the piers, and the pier sits on the water, so they call you that. But get down here though, you're trucking. Now as you wait for my box, when my box come out and get up out of here, probably pick it up 19,000. That's a plus. Usually I pick it up 43,000 or 20. I would like to show y'all what the 20 is, but ain't nobody going back to the 20. Good the 20. It's got coming. Nah. They already got 40 chassis. Y'all 40s. I don't see no 20s. Now they all 40s coming. The guy next to me, he got a 20. But I don't know if y'all be able to see that while he going out. He got the 20, that's what I'm about to get, but yeah, that's my advice to you, whoever out here trying to get CDLs, go ahead and get them. You ain't got nothing to do with your life. You're going back and forth with this job and that job, or you got a young man at home. I don't know, certain states I think they're 18. I know up north you got to be 21. New York, New Jersey, PA, different states you got to be 21 years old. Hey, what up, Derek? What's a C-Link? A C-Link, like New Jersey, New York, you got to have a C-Link. Let me show you the C-Link card. This C-Link card right here. Hold on. Right there, I don't know if you can see it. That's a C-Link. It says C-Link. Now the C-Link card, a couple years ago, before the TWIC cards came out, the C-Link card is what you need to get into. It's like a longshoreman card. It's like access to the port. That's what it is. Pretty much like a longshoreman card to get in and out the ports. And when they came out with the TWIC cards, this is the TWIC card right here. When they came out with the TWIC, I'm only currently got my name on it, but this is a TWIC card. When they came out with this government issue card, a lot of people in the port lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their jobs because, like I said, if you got any old charges or old warrants or anything like that, then they allow you to pay the 140. Once you get denied, they keep your money, man. So a lot of people in the ports lost their job. A lot of truckers that was coming in and out the ports weren't able to get in no more. So with the C-Link, it was different. The C-Link access to come in the port, and then when you come in the port, you got to use it for the machines. So now you got to have the C-Link and the TWIC now. But if you in Philly, you need a TWIC. Any other state other than New Jersey and New York, you just need a TWIC. But New Jersey and New York, they want you to have a C-Link. And the crazy part, you might not even use the C-Link, but they want you to have it because you in the system. You in the system with it now. So they know you buy your TWIC card. So you go there, gonna say, what's your, like in the port, they might not ask you for the TWIC card. They might say, what's your TWIC number? No, what's your C-Link number? Then you'll give them a C-Link number. Then when you put the C-Link number, your face and your name will pop up in the system, and they know exactly who you are. That's all. So it's pretty much an identification card. That's all it is for the ports anyway. The same thing with the TWIC. Now the TWIC is different ports like 51, you gotta scan it. Sealand, you need it. 64, you need it. But 51 the only one right now, I think. And global, you need it also. So yes, you gotta have both. If you're coming into Jersey and New York ports, you gotta have both. But if you're going anywhere outside like Philly, Delaware, South Carolina, North Carolina, you're going up towards Chicago and all that, you don't need it. Even with the rail yards up here. The rail yards up here, you don't need it. The rail yard got their own identification up here. But only for the ports up here, you need both. The TWIC and the C-Link up here. If you're in New Jersey, New York. Any other state, no, you don't need it. You don't need it up here. Now, the C-Link will cost you $25, but if you get on with a company hauling containers, they'll pay the $25. The TWIC is about $148. You pay that yourself. I think the TWIC is for 3 to 4 years. You could pay 2 years, or you could pay 3 to 4 years. But you definitely need both. And the company will pay for the C-Link, you got to pay for the twig. Or if the company do pay for the twig, they just take it out your pocket. Yeah, I'm trying to wait for this thing to come. Nah, you got it, brother. You got it there, man. That's how it is up here, man. Now, if you go down to Philly, you need a twig. Philly is easy, so they don't even want no C-Link and all that. Philly down there on what's that port in Philly? I used to go there all the time. I forgot. It's right down the water on the other side of Mino Avenue, right off 95. Oh, Packer Avenue. Ports down in Philly's Packer Avenue. You need it down there. You don't need it down there. If you go, you need it just a twig. If you go to Baltimore, you need a twig. I guess if you go down any other South Carolina, whatever, you need a twig down there. Georgia, you need a twig. So, and hauling containers, you'll make some money hauling containers. You'll make some money hauling containers. Now, the difference between containers and the rail yard pay less. Hey, Stacy, good morning, Stacy, good morning. You have a good day too, Stacy. Appreciate it. If you go down to the rail yards and the ports are different, right? Now the rail yards pay less, but the work keeps moving. It just less. I think it's like $100 less. Hard dealing with the rail yards. Sometimes the ports you could be in here backed up. Oh yeah, man. Upgrade, man. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Upgrade. If you got a Class B, upgrade, because it's like I said, it's kind of like driving a motorcycle. If you're driving a 600, you're gonna want to go faster. You're gonna want a 750, 1000. Same thing with the Class B. With a Class B, man, at least see with a Class A, you can drive everything. With a Class B, you can't step up like that. When you get a Class A, you pretty much set your own rules. Set your own rules, man. Oh, the video keep pausing? I know, man. I'm in the port. Apologize for that. I'm in the port. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I'm in the port, though. Yeah, it's on the pause. What happened is I got containers going back and forth. So every time the container slide by, it's like a signal blocker. So it blocks the signal every time it flies by. So hopefully I can get my box and get up out of here in a minute. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's still moving. But I appreciate it, though. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you get your Class A, you upgrade your Class A, get all the endorsements also. Go get your tankers. I don't know if you want to get your hazmat, but if you got your twig car, you might as well go get it if you get your twig. Get your tankers, get your double. I got tankers, doubles and triples. I don't have hazmat, so get all your endorsements too, because it depends on what jobs you get on with. And say if the job is laying off and you got all your endorsements, it ain't gonna help you make more money, but it'll definitely secure you a job, so the job will keep you longer. So if you're the only one there with hazmat, that job gonna keep you. You know, that's how the game works. Only thing with hazmat, you gotta do the fingerprint, the background check. Sometimes it's a wait. And plus, when you're gonna renew your CDL license, you gotta renew the hazmat. So they want you to renew the hazmat a month before you renew your driver's license. Because if you don't, you gotta work for the long form to come back. Long form for the hazmat and fingerprint, you gotta take the fingerprint test back to the vehicle. That motor vehicle gotta put you in the system saying that they got your information, and now you can keep your hazmat on your license. So when you do the hazmat, you're gonna go through a fingerprint check, a background check. That's why it's easy for you to keep your license. Oh yeah, get the tankers and passengers. I got passengers also, but I have a limit. I have a restriction up to 16 passengers because I didn't test drive for a bus. So you can get passengers, but they give you a restriction. Depends on what state you in. I didn't test drive a bus, so they just gave me 16 passengers. So you can also do that too. Go later on night, if you want to get a Sprinter van and take people down to Atlantic City, you can rent your Sprinter van and charge people to go down to Atlantic City. Or whatever state you in that people like to go and have a good time, even to a bingo hall. You get a Sprinter van, get 16 old folks and drop them off at a bingo hall and make some money later on if that's what you want to do. So there's always a lot of opportunities out here to make money. You definitely gonna make money. It's money out here, man. I try to tell people, don't let nobody tell you it ain't no money out here. It's money out here. You just gotta have a hustle drive and go get it. You know, some people hustle drive can be in the streets. Some people hustle drive can be illegal. Your hustle drive will be just straightforward, and you know how to get that money. Because if you're gonna come into trucking and you get your own truck, it's a hustle game. This is a hustle game. This ain't no lady man sport. Especially now, you have a lot of women out here. Shout out to all my women out here. You have a lot of women out here now in these ports. A lot of women out here driving trucks. It ain't back in the day when they had big arms and big tattoos. Now you have a lot of women out here that driving trucks. And a lot of them is putting the men to shame. So, can't have that to happen, but you know, here's what it is. We do have a lot of women out here. You know, salute to all the women drivers out here that drive trucks for like Prom and JB Hunt, Schneider, Warner, Bravo, you know, Metropolitan, USA Trucking. It's a lot of Schneider, Salson. It's a lot of women drivers out here. Swift, a lot of women drivers out here. Hold up, my box here. Alright, give me 1 second. I have my box here. Hook up. Well, I ain't got to hook up. I just got to put these zip ties on here. So I can roll out. Alright, let's get about it. Let's get about it, man. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you where you can make some money at too. If you into trucking, is you know, there's three. I know there's 3 industries right now. You want to make some money, some good money. Either get into car hauling. That's where the money at. If you can make hauling cars starting at 90 to 95,000 a year hauling cars, and that's a company driver. You want to make some money and get into the game, but you got to be somewhat fit and pay attention, have some common sense. But hauling cars is where the money at. Like if I wasn't an owner operator right now, I would be hauling cars right now. So you really want to make some money, get into hauling cars. Like I said, as a company driver, man, you be making anywhere from 90 to 95,000. You give it 1 year to 2 years, you make about 100,000 a year hauling cars. They make money. Especially as an owner operator, if you get into hauling cars, you make some money with that. So that overweight loads, if you into hauling overweight loads and you don't mind sitting, going to a hotel every other night and having an escort take you up and down the highway, it's money into that. That's where the money at. Or you can make a little money hauling tankers. It's really not that much, but I did tankers for 2.5 years. So if you want to get it hauling tankers, You can do that too. But the money you want to haul, you want to make some money, in the hauling cars, and you get a discount and all that crazy stuff. I think I hauled cars for BMW for 2.5 years. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, I'm gonna give you all the information, Dylan. I appreciate you coming through, but I give you all the information. Hey, I don't try to hold the game back for nothing, man. I've been out here going on 30 years, so 29 years going on 30. Hey, I give you all the free game in the world. That ain't nothing to me, you know. I always say knowledge and wisdom is free. It's how you take it and use it and make the best of it, man. So I definitely give you all the knowledge in the world. I don't have no problem with that. Yeah, hauling cars. Hey, Derek, man, hauling cars, there's money in that. There's money in that. You can make some real good money in that. You know, and if you hauling cars, you're gonna need, if you're coming out in the port area, you're gonna need a twig anywhere hauling cars. You're gonna need that. You're gonna definitely need a twig. But that's where the money at. All you pretty much doing is strapping down and paying attention. You can make a really good living hauling cars. And all you gotta do is go to the spot. Like when I was hauling car with BMW. Now you got it. The thing is, it will give you a good exercise. It's a good workout because your cars might be, you might have to 10, 11 cars, and you might have to walk down there 3 miles to get these cars and accumulate them over here. You gotta go all over and get them. By the time you get them, strap them up for the next day, hit the road, get to the dealer, slime off. It's money in the cars. That's where the money at. You want to make some good money and a good living, get in the hauling cars. My thing is I ain't buying a truck, but you know, get in the hauling cars. If I had to go back into it, if I had to say, you know what, I want to park my truck, I will go back to hauling cars. That's where the money is. And people understand, the cheaper the car, the more money you make. And the reason why I say that, say like Hondas, Kias. Like, people think them cheap cars, because, you know, I haul for BMW. And BMW, when I drove for them a year and a half, BMW didn't really pay as much because it paid, but if you scratch that car, it come out your pocket. If you damage a car, it come out your pocket. But when you hauling the cheaper low-end cars, they don't really charge you as much, man. So you can definitely make some money. There's money out there hauling cars. Let me move over a little bit. That's where the money at. This fool about to make a U-turn in the middle of the intersection. Don't make no damn sense. Yeah. Right in front of the big machine. Don't make no sense. Yeah, but it's money in hauling cars if you're gonna do it. Especially if you end up hauling like overweight loads, it's money in that. But you know, you got to miss a day or two from home. Hauling oversized equipment like trailer homes, wood, machinery, you know, it's money in the tankers, you know, but you do have to suit up. Depends. I hauled acid for 2.5 years, running acid up and down the highway. I used to run acid from Newark to Sacramento, California. So that's a whole new different outlet right there if you in the hauling tankers, because you're dealing with chemicals. You're dealing with a lot of chemicals. You're dealing with like fatty acids, real smelly stuff, acid, liquids, sugar, salt, all of that stuff. You deal with it. You deal with a lot of toxic waste. I was hauling jet fuel from Linden. I was working for Linden Boat. I was hauling jet fuel from Linden all the way out to McGuire Airport out there in Middletown, New York, right off 84. So I used to go to Middletown, New York to McGuire Airport out there, hauling jet fuel. That pays pretty good too, you know, but it was jet fuel. I did that for a minute. You know, then I pulled doubles before I came on real quick. Where we at with this? He going that way? Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All right. Hey, shout out to Sunday TV, man. Shout out to Sunday to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to, you know, everybody in the building today, man. Watching this. But I appreciate y'all for standing by. Appreciate y'all for watching, you know. Whatever you learn from here today, it don't have to be for views, by the views. I can care less for that, really. Whatever you learn today, just pass it on, man. Pass it on. See, I don't mind giving out the game because I know the game can get passed on to generations from now. So you can say one day I heard this brother on YouTube talking about this, and that's how I got started. I like, like shout out to Melee and Tazo TV. You know, they heard me talking about trucking one day, and boom, they turned around, they got their CDLs. You know, so shout out to Melee and Tazo for doing it. Shout out to all the truckers out there that's also doing it. Good Troops and, you know, Tommy and the rest of the brothers out there that's out here driving, that know what it is to be out here doing this kind of work. It ain't easy, but sometimes it's a peace. You get a peace of mind. It's peaceful. You get a peace of mind being in the truck by yourself. Just got a lot of time to think. You know. You see right now? You see those placards? He can get pulled over for that. You see the placards on this truck? How they scratched off? He can get pulled over. If DOT pull you over for that, they will give him a ticket, because anytime you got placards on the container, you got to take, if it's no hazmat, you got to take those off. They don't care if that's loaded or empty. You got to rip those off the container. That's another thing, man. If you hauling containers out here and you got placards on there and there's no hazmat on it because somebody scraped them off, either you paint them black or you get yourself a heat gun and you burn them off. That right there can get you put out of service right there. So if DOT right now is out of port and they want to pull them over, that can get you put out of service with them placards on like that. Apparently he don't have hazmat, but he definitely got them placards on there. He picked them up like that. That came out the port like that. So he didn't bring that in. That came off the boat. That came off the ship like that. If you're in the building, hit the like button, man. That's all. But like just small stuff like that can get you put out of service. And especially as an owner operator, if they put you out of service, that's a whole day lost. Cause you talking about placards, 10 hours out of service, then you getting fined. And then they say if the load costs you, if you're going from here to PA and they paying, if you're going to hit Allentown and Allentown paying $700, man, they put you out of service, you done lost a $700 a day. For what? You could have just went an hour 45 minutes up the road for $700, and now you ain't getting paid nothing because you was too lazy to rip the placards off. It happens a lot. This happens a lot to a lot of drivers. But 9 times out of 10, he might take it to the yard, somebody might peel it off. But he might not even touch it. And he posts a pack right now. It's a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing to see a bunch of trucks in here. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing to see a bunch of trucks in here tonight. And I'm telling you, a couple weeks ago, wasn't no trucks in here. It was a ghost town in these ports. A ghost town. No problem, bro. I give you all the game in the world, but hey, man, I don't mind. I don't mind talking about it. I don't mind talking about driving trucks. I've been in here for a minute. Man. You gonna come out here. But if you're gonna get the CDL here, but get it. Because, you know, they're gonna make it where as though you ain't gonna be able to get them, or you're gonna need special licenses, permits. They already making it hard for you to get your CDL already. My brother had he went through down there a year to get his CDL license. And he got his CDL license this year. But he had to go through a year just to get his license, man. So it gets crazy, man. It gets crazy. So they trying to make it hard where you can't get them. It depends on what state you in. But just being up north, this is pretty much where the work is at. I don't care what nobody say, you know, I don't care what state you in. But if you go in the Midwest, it might be different. But coming up the northeast quarter, that 95, New York, New Jersey, that's where the money at. As far as hauling containers, this is where it's at. Because down here in Newark, Port Newark, we got about what? You got Sealand, Mar Terminal, 51, American Stevedore, Staten Island, Highland Hook was Global now. Then you got Global, that's 6. And then you got Red Hook, that's 7. So you got 7 ports up here with a bunch of container yards. So this is where the money at. Exactly where the money at up here. You go down to Philly, they got Packer Avenue. That's it. Philly got one. Unless you go down there in Camden. I forgot. I think it's Conway or something like that. But this where the money at up here. Ain't no containers all day. And like I said, up here, we don't getting into container work. We don't touch free. I don't touch anything. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't touch nothing. I go either it's drop and hook, or I go pick up a load, open the door, back in the door, go to sleep. That's it. Either open the door, either gonna unload it or load it. I don't touch no freight coming out of a container. That's already paid for through the broker, already paid for through the shipper, already paid for through the steamship line. We don't touch no freight as container haulers. All I do is lock the pins, and put a zip tie. I don't touch no freight down here. No, we don't touch anything. And I'm gonna keep that's just being 100, man. I guarantee you that. I don't know anywhere else, but I know in container work, we don't touch no freight unless you're working on a loading dock and you unloading and loading these boxes. Yeah, you touch it. I don't touch no freight because as an owner operator, you got to pay me money to touch this thing, you know. So we don't touch no freight up there. It's the only thing. That's why I like it so much. Now, you know, I could go probably haul for somebody else, but nah, I like hauling containers. Home every night. Take care of me, and you know, I work on the truck also. It's about to start raining in a minute. But this is where it's at. But you can still make money, you know, out there doing the power only, your own authority, but just gonna do the same thing again. It's gonna just keep getting hot, and it's gonna shut it down. I'll probably finish up today, when I get home, I'll go back live tomorrow. So this is what we're gonna keep doing. So I just keep bringing the trucking content to y'all, keep all the nonsense away from it. And we're gonna talk truck. So whatever y'all need to know, you can hit me in the comments. I'll let you know. You know, if you want to see more content, you can follow me on TikTok at it's JQuil ATL, JQuil ATL on TikTok. So I got a lot of content on there also. So if you're looking to get into fixing trucks and doing what we do, all right. So I get at y'all. Peace. I'm out of here.